today's JMO with Josh and Joe, we have apparently the ACC is in the graveyard.
Yeah, they did the Alabama play to him. The committee did. They did.
They put him in the grave. I don't think we'll see much more of the ACC here moving forward in the next 3 to 5 years. We go into like deep detail about that. We talk a little bit about the playoffs.
Playoffs.
Talk a little bit about the playoffs. We do a couple of them. We definitely talk about the matchups. Joe is very adamant about a certain part of those playoffs, about a certain team not being in the playoffs.
Florida State.
What? Really? No way. Yeah. Then we go after that debate. We went really long with that. Which it was nice. We had a good time with it.
Mm-hmm.
We crowned Jaden Daniels Heisman.
As we should.
Yeah. That was merited. Then we go into some of the matchups. We go to the conference championship. It was a great weekend. I mean, they had some duds. I will say they had some duds. But they also had a couple of really, really good games. So we talk about all of them. Then move on to the NFL. NFL is kind of dud this year. But we recap a lot of the good games. There was actually some really good games this weekend. There was some really, really fucking good ones. We recapped those. You can skip over the Saints one. It's not that great.
No.
It actually was pretty. It kind of was one of the better ones. But we go into detail about each. Not really too much detail, but we go into detail about the games. It's a little fun.
It's a fun time.
It's a fun time.
All right, let's rock and roll.
Welcome to JMO, Josh and Joe. It is Tuesday, December 5th, and Joe, the ACC is dead.
Oh, it's dead.
Dead.
It was murdered in cold blood.
Murdered in cold blood? Okay. Yeah. It was executed. Executioner style.
Oh, absolutely.
100%. It was like, you remember that scene in The Departed when Jack Nicholson and what's his face? I can't remember the actor's name, but they're on the beach. And they just shoot the couple in the back of the head.
Oh.
And Jack Nicholson's like, oh, she felt funny. It's like it's pretty fucked up. But yeah, that's basically the playoff committee is Jack Nicholson, and the Florida State Seminoles are the couple that just got fucking blown their brains out.
Just got murked.
Yeah, on the beach. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's yeah, the ACC's done.
Yeah, the thing is Florida State's going to dart. If they don't dart, players from Florida State, as we're already seeing, are going to dart.
Well, but here's the thing. Also, like, if you go undefeated in a Power 5 conference, win the conference championship, and get snubbed by two, not just one team, two teams with one losses?
Yes.
With one loss? What does that say about the ACC? And we already had teams trying to leave the ACC. Like, this isn't a new thing. Florida State's been trying to get out of that contract.
Yes.
Like, it's done. The committee just shot him in the back of the head.
Yeah. And honestly, I really think this just, like, frankly, I think it murdered Florida State. I don't know if Florida State's going to recover from this.
You know how they recover?
How?
They join the SEC.
Join the SEC.
That's it.
If you can't beat them, you join them.
Yeah, dude. If they don't do something, their entire team is going to join the transfer portal.
Yeah.
I mean, what the defensive lineman already did. One of their stud defensive linemen did, right?
Yes. So what was it? Peyton. Peyton is the last name, but the defensive end. He's a sophomore. He had six sacks and 13.5 tackles for a loss this year.
Yeah.
and he's in the transfer portal. And his announcement was, "I'm sorry, FSU fans, but I'm entering the transfer portal."
Dude, and the fucked up part is like Mike Norvell is such a fucking good coach, and he's such a dedicated coach.
Yeah.
Like he loves that team. He loves,
absolutely.
He loves football and he loves that team. And I honestly I share his pain. I share his pain. I think Florida State got hosed.
Oh, I think they should have been in. You lose the integrity of college football, of like what it is. That's what we liked about college football, was the fact that every game mattered. And I hate how they're saying, how they note about like how a key player influences it. But like, I mean, we could go back to 2017, 2018 when Ohio State won the national championship with a third string quarterback.
Cordell Jones.
With Cordell Jones. Yeah, and obviously I know the third string quarterback didn't do as good. Glenn didn't do as good as Cordell Jones did, but they knew that Rodemaker was coming back.
Yeah.
And he was at least going to do better. I mean, he played better against Florida. Like I said, I think you ruin the integrity of college football when you do stuff like that.
So you don't think that the best 4 teams are in right now?
It's tough to argue. It's tough to argue that. I don't understand what else you're supposed to do. Like, because now
if you're Florida State, okay, yeah, especially they have an argument. So Alabama. This is an Alabama team who beat Georgia by 3 in the SEC championship game. They barely beat Auburn, a 6-6 Auburn team who sucked this year.
Yes,
Auburn sucked, and they needed a prayer.
I needed a prayer.
They needed a prayer to beat Auburn. And I get it. It's a fucking rivalry game, but they also have a loss against Texas. Again, yes, I think Florida State got hosed, but I also think the committee picked the 4 best teams. I really do. I really do. Now, do I think it was right?
Let's go back in hindsight here. Let's go back in hindsight and just 1 year back, because we all remember 1 year back that Michigan was an overwhelmingly favored against a TCU team that's just apparently slipped into the playoff, but you couldn't leave them out because they were undefeated.
Okay.
They made their way to the championship. Yes, I get it. They got hosed by Georgia. You know what?
They did get fucked up by Georgia, but to your point, they did make it.
They were a very big underdog against Michigan.
Yeah.
No one thought they were going, because they were a number 4 seed.
Right.
And then no. Were they a number 4 seed?
No, I think it was 3 and 2.
It might have been 3 and 2.
Yeah, because Georgia played
Ohio State.
Ohio State in the 1-4. So they were 2-3. But no, to your point, yeah, you're right. You're right. And Florida State should have been number 3, if I'm being honest. Like, if you're gonna do Michigan, Washington, Florida State. Those are the 3 undefeated teams besides Liberty, which, yeah, my sympathies to Liberty. I think Liberty should have been the number 4. Just saying. I mean, Liberty, come on, Liberty at number 4. Dude, how fucked up is that Oregon-Liberty game going to be? Obviously, all right, to the listeners, I'm being sarcastic here. Liberty has no business being in the college football playoffs. And even if they had a 12-team college football playoffs, I still don't think Liberty has any business being there.
They literally are in the 100th percentile as far as the strength of schedule goes.
Yeah. SOS.
Yes. So, like, no, obviously, like, people understand that. I mean, honestly, some people were, obviously, the UCF fans were pissed off whenever they were left out of the national, their undefeated season. But people still understood that.
Yeah.
Like, they were like, okay, they're not a Power 5 conference.
Florida State's Power 5.
Florida State's Power 5.
And, yeah, sure, the win against Louisville wasn't pretty, but they won.
Yeah.
They found a way to win. Like, the team plays well. They actually have a decent defense.
The defense is phenomenal. It's a top 10 defense in the league.
Yeah. So, like, like I said, I think the committee got it right. I think they have the 4 best teams in there, but how the fuck do you leave Florida State?
No,
out?
I don't agree. I don't. Look, I don't care what it is. This was all business. It was all business because they wanted just to keep the ratings up.
I don't think it affects the ratings that much. Though.
Oh, yes.
From Florida State to Alabama, like Florida State's a major fucking college too. Like they just won a national championship game less than 10 years ago.
But they're afraid that people aren't going to see it because they're going to be like, oh, they're just going to get blown out by Michigan because they don't have a starting quarterback.
I mean, again, always go back to the Cordell Jones and Ohio State.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, TCU was a number 3. Mm-hmm. And Ohio State was number 4.
It was number 1, number 4 was Georgia, Ohio State. But in TCU's defense, I think Georgia would have annihilated both Michigan and TCU, either one of them. You could have put the best players on TCU and the best players on Michigan all on one team, and Georgia would have still won.
Yes. That was definitely a different team than what they had this year.
Yeah. And I know you were making this point earlier. People are saying that Alabama beat a Georgia team that hadn't lost in 29 games?
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck how many games before this season Georgia won? Who gives a fuck? That's a different team. Do you see all the fucking players that went to the NFL from Georgia's team from last year to this year? They have a different squad on defense.
Oh, absolutely.
They have a different fucking quarterback. Stetson Bennett was the quarterback last year. Yep. Carson Beck is the quarterback this year. They're not the same quarterback.
Remember at the beginning of this year, we all just kind of forgot because they just kept winning. But Georgia was not a good-looking team at the very beginning of the year.
No, they weren't. They were squeaking by wins.
I
mean, they now granted they figured it out because Kirby Smart's a great fucking coach, but they're to our point, they're not the fucking same team. So that Alabama win in the SEC championship by 3 points is not as impressive as people are saying. 29 straight game, Georgia win, blah, blah, blah.
No.
Double national, 2-time national champ. Yeah, I get it. And that's more of a testament to Kirby Smart than the team that he has now. That is more of that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that they've won 29 straight games. Okay? Yeah, it does as far as whenever you're talking about Kirby Smart as a coach. But as far as the team right now, it does not matter.
No, I don't think so. And if I'm saying my opinion, Texas should be in, Alabama should be out. I don't think the SEC is as good as it used to be, or as it usually is. Not saying that it can't be. I think it underperformed as far as what its talent it has on, SEC rosters. And I think they should have been left out.
As weird as it sounds, I think Georgia could probably beat not only Florida State, but also Texas.
What, Georgia?
Yeah.
I don't even know about all that.
Dude, Georgia's defense is so good. Their team is really good. Like that
offense needs a little bit of work.
A little bit, but yeah. So Florida State got hosed.
Yes,
they got hosed big time. Let's see. I like Michigan being number 1. It was funny. Did you watch the team's reaction to
absolutely.
Whenever they figured out they were playing Alabama?
Yep.
That's when like as much as I hate that Alabama's in, nobody wants to play Alabama right now.
Well, is it this? Is it because they didn't want to play Alabama, or were they just shocked that they didn't see Florida State?
Ooh.
Because if you saw the video earlier, there was whenever they showed the third team, Texas, everybody started doing the Seminole.
Yeah,
Seminole chant.
So I like that. I like that better. I think you're right.
There's a little
It was the shock effect.
It was a shock effect. Now, obviously, yes, Nick Saban does have that effect. He actually purposely wants to have like an mentally imposing factor into his teams.
Yeah, which he does have.
He does. He
just puts his face on anything, and it's intimidating.
Oh, absolutely. But he actually, I read his book. And that's actually one of the things he stated from a team that he admired back in the day. I'm trying to think who exactly it was, but it was just the mere fact that like they would play teams that they were same talent level as, but the fact that they were just a winning dominant program, that it just had that intimidation factor going into it.
Oh, he does. He has it. I mean, he started it at LSU, and he just continued it at Alabama.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the way what happens in the SEC championship with Alabama and Georgia each year.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Saban's 3-0 against Kirby and Smart in the SEC championship.
In the SEC championship game, correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did beat him in the national championship. That's nice. But that's if you get a rematch with somebody, that's a little bit easier sometimes too.
Again, it's hard to beat a good team twice. It really is. Yeah. The amount of disrespect. Like I do want to talk about the rankings a little bit more, like, because it's a big deal. This is it. This is what we got. So the disrespect to Washington is bugging me.
Okay.
The disrespect to Washington's been bugging me. It's been bugging me all season, man. I've been a big Kalen DeBoer fan the entire year, even through the Michael Penix. He's been playing well for most of the year, but he's had some down games, and Washington's found a way to win. And they found a way to beat, again, like we said earlier, a good team twice.
Yes. That's really tough to do.
In a good team like with the caliber of Oregon, who has a quarterback that has been in college football since 2013, since I've been in college.
Yes.
Like I feel like Bo Nix has been in college for forever. He's Van Wilder.
I couldn't find the stat, but there is a stat out there that was showing why Vegas had Oregon 9.5 point favorites against Washington in this rematch.
What the fuck was that?
I mean, it was a crazy line. But I couldn't remember. But it was like the last 9 rematches of like with national title implications on the line. Like the rematch, the person that lost the first time won it.
Won it?
Yes. So like the odds were totally in.
So like, all the stats.
All the previous stats.
Yeah. So that's
totally in Oregon's favor.
Right. And that's what Vegas was going off of.
Yes.
Yeah, but 9.5, man.
I smashed Washington 9.5.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I was like, give that to me.
Why the fuck wouldn't you, man?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Well, and one thing that I noticed was that, yes, they were going off previous history, but what I was thinking was this year, even though Washington, played bad teams close, they played good teams close too.
Right.
Like, they just play everybody close.
They're like the Buffalo Bills. They just play to their level of competition.
They're really good.
Except the Bills lose and the Huskies win.
Yeah, things were going their way this year.
I'm kind of rooting for Washington this year. I'm rooting for them. If I had to place a bet on this college football playoffs, I'd probably go with Michigan. But if we're talking, Jesus Christ, I hate this.
I will say, if you go with Washington, you've got some pretty good odds as far as getting some good return back.
Plus 700.
Plus 700.
Yeah,
right
that is wild. They're plus 700, and the rest of the teams are like plus 150 and below.
Dude, I'm booking it. I'm doing the same thing. They're
Good.
doubting Washington again.
Dude, they've been doubted all fucking year. They've literally just been slept on every single game this year, and they have not lost.
They haven't lost.
Yeah,
Is this like another TCU type of situation?
I don't know.
They just know how to win.
They just know they do.
Like Max Duggan, he just knows how to win. Michael Penix.
Big Penix energy, baby. Big Penix energy. Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
But yeah, dude. What do you think about the Oregon-Georgia game?
Oregon-Georgia game, previewing that matchup. I think it's a potential, could have been a potential playoff matchup. I think if you're whatever bowl game that is that they're in, I forgot. I can't remember exactly. But
all right.
if they, if they were different situations, that could have been a playoff matchup. And if you're that bowl game, that's a big headliner.
Oh, It's a great one.
Yeah.
I think Liberty's playing Oregon. Never mind. I'm sorry. I thought Georgia was playing Oregon. That's my bad. I think Liberty is playing Oregon. I can't remember who Georgia was playing. I just figured since they were 5-6, that they would be playing each other. But no, Liberty is playing Oregon. How fucking weird is that?
Yeah, that's
I'm pretty sure that's how that's the way that's what the bowl game is. I don't know why they're not playing each other.
we got Penn State, Ole Miss, Auburn, Maryland, Florida State, Georgia.
Yeah, Oregon, Liberty.
Yeah, so Florida State's playing Georgia.
Yeah.
Which another potential playoff matchup.
So that's what I meant. Yeah. Florida State, you have to win this game.
Oh, you
Right?
definitely.
Yeah, you
Dude,
can't you can't lose. If you get stomped by Georgia, then like you're just kind of the laughing stock.
Well, your whole argument is lost.
Yeah. So
You know?
you're basically if Georgia beats Florida State, then the committee got it right.
Yes. And what you're doing is you're hoping for another 2023 situation. As bullshit of a situation it was
2023?
No, sorry. 2003 situation.
2000. Oh, with
20 years ago.
USC and LSU.
That's exactly what you're hoping for. You hoping for the AP just to come out of the fucking blue and just be like, "Oh, we crowned Florida State our national champion."
I don't think they're going to do that, but
I don't think so either, but
yes, that's Florida. If Florida State dominates Georgia,
if Florida State dominates Georgia and Alabama loses to Michigan in the first round, we're going to see more hell break loose.
Riots.
Yes.
Riots.
Yes.
It's going to be worse than 2017 UCF.
Yes. I don't even care who like Georgia sits, like whatever. Like Florida State will raise hell. They'll raise hell like a Florida man.
Yes. And Florida men are very good at that.
Yes.
As we know, they're the craziest fucking people of all time. Florida men are the best.
But anyways, you got anything else on the
playoffs?
It's gonna be good football. Don't get me wrong. The teams
I love the matchups.
The teams that are in are good teams. That's not the argument that I have.
They're the top 4 teams.
Whether they're the top 4 teams or whether they should be the top 4 deserving teams. You know?
Yeah. I understand your point about the integrity of the game. And yeah, it does matter, but at the end of the day, if you were to put odds on Alabama versus Florida State or Texas versus Florida State, it would be minus points to Alabama, it would be minus points to Texas.
Yeah, I thought it was a cop out by the committee, knowing good and well that they are going to a 12-team playoff next year.
They don't really give a shit.
No, it's basically, hey, we get the ratings up, we get the money for this playoff, and then next year we go to a 12-team, and no one's going to give a shit about the 13 guy going out. Maybe that school being left out.
I think we're gonna have the same conversation just a little bit down the rankings.
Okay,
and I'm here for it because I think there's going to be more teams in play down the rankings. So like, yeah, there'll be the top 12. I think there'll be a 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th that think they deserve to get in, not just a 5th and 6th.
Well, to that point, I mean, we just talked about a team, for instance, this year. What we were talking about Liberty, right?
Liberty.
Can't believe I just did that.
Liberty. Liberty.
But, anyways, so Liberty is 18th. A lot of the projections that I've been seeing is people saying that they should be in the 12-team playoff. So how do you justify them jumping over everybody?
There you go. To my point. Also, a Louisville team that went to the ACC championship game, an LSU team that went 9-3 in the SEC. You got a couple of teams up there that are just like SMU, they just won their championship or their conference championship game
Against Tulane.
Yep. there. So there's. I think there's gonna be more. I think it's gonna be more drama if I'm being honest.
Okay.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, because it's gonna be like this time it was between 3 teams. I think next time, well, I guess it was essentially 2 teams. I think when it expands, it'll be between at least 4 or 5 teams plus. So more drama, baby. This is good. This is good. This is good.
Anything else on the
Playoffs.
I think that's about it.
All right, real quick. I gotta have my LSU moment. Jaden Daniels got the Heisman. Breaking news. Breaking news. Jaden Daniels has won the Heisman, baby. Let's fucking go.
What, you were keeping track of the odds during the game?
The only reason I was watching the Oregon-Washington game was to keep track of the fucking Heisman odds. From the beginning of the game, Jaden Daniels was plus 150, 170. At the end of the game, minus 800.
Just throwing money at Jaden Daniels.
Minus 800.
If you don't fucking win the Heisman with that, Vegas will shoot you.
Yeah.
You know Vegas has hitmen that are just ready and engaged.
Oh, absolutely.
Cocked and loaded.
Yeah, no, it's definitely Bo Nix was now obviously Michael Penix Jr. is definitely in the mix as well, but he wasn't. It was basically a Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels run for it.
It's a 2-horse race.
Yes, and I think Bo Nix needed a little bit more stats. He needed a win.
You know what I need? Yes. Here's the thing. He needed a comeback win, so he needed to lead a game-winning drive against Washington, and it needed to be because of his arm. Then, and only then, would I think that Bo Nix could have won the Heisman.
Yeah, because now how do you give it to Bo Nix rather than Jaden Daniels when the argument was, oh, Bo Nix is a better team? He's only lost one. He's only won one more game than Jaden Daniels.
That's it. Oregon has 2 losses. LSU has 3.
Yeah.
So I mean. Yeah, granted, it's against the same fucking team, but how do you lose to the same team twice? Come on.
Nope. I think it's going to be that kid Jaden.
Love it, baby. And then he's going to get drafted by the Saints, and we're going to get rid of Derek Carr, and we're going to be good again.
I like all this that you're saying.
If we draft Jaden Daniels, we can build around him because we need rebuilding. We need a rebuilding year.
Yes.
And honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I want us to keep Derek Carr. I want us to draft Jaden Daniels, keep Derek Carr, because what we've learned from Green Bay fucking Packers is that you need to let your goddamn quarterback sit. Let him learn. Let him experience the NFL a couple of times as a backup, as like someone coming in the second half. Okay? Let him fucking learn. Not throw him in like the fucking Carolina Panthers or everyone else that's doing that these days.
I guarantee you the second stringers that they will experience in practice is way faster than what they'll see in college.
Correct.
Any time in college.
Yes.
So, you've got an excellent point. Just like sit back, try to learn the offense, get yourself acclimated, and then throw them in. I mean, look, Green Bay's the argument right here.
Yeah.
They're literally doing this twice in a row.
No, they've done it for the past 30 years.
Wait, did they do that with Green Bay or with
Brett Favre? I think Brett Favre sat a little. Like whatever the fuck they're doing at Green Bay, it's working, and they let Aaron Rodgers sit for 3 years. I don't know if I was literally 1 year old when Brett Favre got fucking drafted, so I don't know if they sat him a year or 2. I have no idea. But back in those days, they actually let people play. You remember Peyton Manning? You remember how he used to have the rookie? I think he still has the rookie.
Oh, he still has a rookie record.
The rookie record for interceptions.
Does.
Yeah. So back in the day, they used to let those quarterbacks learn on the job. Nowadays, we don't let the quarterbacks learn on the job. We can them after 3 bad games. That's it.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So dude, draft Jaden Daniels. Let him ride the bench for 1 or 2 years. I'm okay with it.
Oh, Favre was drafted by the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, he was? Oh, and then he went to Green Bay. Oh.
I think I do remember this. He was the He was on the drafted by the Falcons, second round.
No way. Oh. Well, I was also, again, I was 1 year old in 91, so, cut me some slack.
Yeah, we were, yeah. It's hard to remember at that age.
Yeah. At 1 year old, your memory tends to fail.
Yeah, it was
It's
a little...
it's like when you're 91 years old, you have the same memory. It's almost like you're like Benjamin Button, just reverse.
But to your point, he did technically sit out a year.
He did sit out a year. There you go. Boom. Done. That's it. Yeah, so Jaden Daniels Heisman. I don't know how we got here, but yeah. Jaden Daniels Heisman. All right, let's quickly go through these championship games because they were okay. they were okay. They had two really good ones. Let's start.
I was about to say, there was two good ones.
Two good ones. Let's start with one of the good ones, Alabama, Georgia. Dude, this was a hard-fought game. It was a great game. It really was.
It literally was one missed field goal that hit the upright.
Yeah. My biggest takeaway from this was I think this was Pat McAfee's fault.
Pat McAfee's fault.
Yeah. Did you see him at college game day?
Yeah, I saw it.
You can't. If you're a Georgia fan, you can't come back from that.
He trolled him hard.
Trolled him so hard, dude. I felt, and you know what? When I saw that, I was watching it live. I thought I felt bad for Georgia fans.
Yeah. But at the same time, when you're a national powerhouse like Georgia and Alabama are, you got rambunctious fans, and basically what you just need to give those fans is an excuse. Those fans, all they need is an excuse is like, oh, we would have won if, and in this case, Isaiah Bond, they gave that catch to him, which didn't actually kind of look like a catch. And it was on kind of just a throw, like a heave up there by Jalen Milroe. And what was it? I think it wasn't fourth down. It was third. It was third down. But kept the drive alive. So now Georgia, that's what they're going to hang their hat on. That's going to be their excuse. Because I've heard it for years. I've heard it for years and years and years from Alabama fans. There's always some freaking excuse. When they don't win, there's some excuse.
No, that's why Alabama fans are the worst.
Exactly. And so basically that's exactly what Georgia is, they're molding into the same fan base now at this point. And that's what they can hang their hat on this one. They're like, that shouldn't have been a catch. If that wasn't a catch, this game would have been Georgia's.
Yeah.
Even though it was in the second half. It was in the second quarter. Like, there was plenty of game to be left.
It's a good woe is me type thing. Yeah, and honestly, if when Nick Saban was at LSU, there was a couple of games I remember where I said the same thing. It is a part of being really, really good. You start making excuses, and that's not good. You don't want to start making excuses. You want to take accountability. But Georgia, you kind of got beat. You kind of got beat, man.
They did. I know they did. I just and then it was sad just seeing Kirby Smart trying to argue his way into the playoffs. It was like, no, you knew good and well going into this game that you didn't have any margin of error. Most teams usually have a margin for error, but the fact that Alabama is Alabama and they only had one loss meant you had no margin of error.
Yes, and honestly, it's the recency thing too. If Georgia had lost to Alabama earlier in the season, they would have more of an argument to be in the playoffs than when they lost to Alabama in the SEC championship right before the committee selected it.
Yes,
that's just the way that's the way it goes. That's the way humans are nowadays. We're ADHD as fuck. Yep. We only remember what happened last week.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Very recency bias here.
Yep, and that's exactly what the committee did with Florida State. They watched the Louisville game and they were like, "Well,
this team sucks.
We can't put this team in there."
I don't care. I don't care if they beat an SEC team the week before.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. Yeah,
unbelievable.
You got anything else on this?
That's it.
Okay. Michigan, Iowa. Exactly how I thought it was going to go. I mean, I thought Michigan was going to score a couple more points, and I thought Iowa was going to score a field goal.
This was the more leisurely way of Michigan dominating this game. Like
Yes,
they
yes.
just kind of like
They leisurely dominated.
yes, like it was just and honestly because they really could have just put it on them. It just Michigan didn't get up for this game at all.
No. How could you? It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
My big question is Kirk Ferentz Kirk Ferentz gone?
No. You don't take your team to the Big Ten championship and then leave
You see that?
or get gone.
You see that right there? I wrote no too.
No. Yeah. No.
They're not
Absolutely
gonna they're not gonna fire Kirk Ferentz. They might fire his son.
Well, yeah, they already got rid of him as the offense coordinator.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see
But the thing is, you give him another year. Obviously, he went to the championship game, but it's a wait and see next year. Now that they gotten rid of divisions,
Oh, okay.
that's
Also,
going to be the big key.
also, they had Brian Ferentz, his son. They had a contingency on his job, so they said that you will keep your job as long as you score a certain amount of points. I think it was 20 points per game. You can keep your job. They need to do that with Kirk.
Okay.
They need to do that. They're like, hey, you have to beat 2 out of these 3 teams. One of them being Penn State. You have to beat Penn State. Just
Okay.
beat fucking Penn State. That's it. Honestly, if he beat Penn State and or Michigan State, and all of them, he could probably keep his job.
Yeah, it depends on what the schedule is next year. Because, like I said, with the new teams that are coming in, and now they're getting rid of divisions, it's going to just kind of be the same thing as the SEC, where it's just almost a free for all each year. Each schedule is going to be, or each year's schedule is going to be different. It's not going to be like set schedules like we used to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is sad, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
I think it's really, really bad whenever you get like the most least empathetic Gus Johnson commentating during a championship game.
Do you hate Gus Johnson?
No, actually I kind of like him. I actually really do like him.
Yeah.
I do focus on him quite a bit.
Yeah.
But no, he is ridiculously energetic, and there was no energy from him on this game.
Well, it's tough.
Yeah, it's really tough. That's tough to ask for somebody.
Yeah, it is. It is. I don't think Tony Romo could have gotten up for this game.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's saying a lot because Tony Romo gets drunk before every game.
He does.
That would have put him to sleep. You got anything else on this one?
That's it.
Oh
wait, no. Can we talk about how College Game Day picked 3 of the 5 guys picked Michigan to win this game, or picked Iowa to win this game?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think Theo Vaughn doesn't count.
Theo Vaughn doesn't count. Yes, you're right.
But
Pat McAfee
I think that was
and Lee Corso.
That was a shock factor. I don't know
Lee
why.
Lee Corso's old.
Yeah, Lee Corso's old. I don't know why Lee Corso picked him. I actually don't even think Lee Corso knew who he was picking. I think he was confused from Theo Vaughn. Did you see that?
Yeah.
When during College Game Day, like Theo Vaughn was doing his thing, doing the what was that? The crustacean W.
Yes.
Like that was a reference to Jameis Winston stealing crab legs and then eating the W. Which I thought was kind of clever. I liked it.
It was a great throwback.
Yeah, eating the crustacean W, blah blah blah, and all you hear was Lee Corso. What did you say? I love how Kirk Herbstreit has become the translator for Lee Corso.
Yep, it's gotten to that point.
Oh, but yeah, I think it was. I really don't know why. And that's a money line thing. They were picking the money line. It wasn't like they were picking a spread.
Nope.
They picked the money line. I don't know. It was weird.
Weird.
It was weird. I didn't like it. Let's see. Louisville, Florida State. Boring game.
Yeah, it was boring. It was boring. But I mean, the Florida State defense played really well. But they're a top 10 defense.
Again, to your argument why Florida State should be in.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, everybody just looked at the offense. And like that's the other thing that's really frustrating me is that there's two sides of the ball. There's an offense and there's a defense. So, and now we're just looking at when a quarterback goes down, because all of the offenses are all centered around quarterbacks, that you've got to be able to make offenses. Let's make offenses great again.
Okay.
Let's make offenses great again. Like, you've got to make offenses where there is all aspects of the football that are great. Your offensive linemen. Let's start at the meat and bones of everything. Offensive linemen. Those are the guys. Why aren't we doing a lot of guard pulls? Why aren't we doing a lot of tackle pulls? Why aren't we doing a lot of mixing on the offensive line anymore? Like, it's really not. It's a lot of zone running backs.
So
running.
Are they trying to become the NFL without having the talent of the NFL?
No, absolutely not.
Preach.
No, they're just being very, very bland in their offense, and then running backs. Obviously, running backs have suffered a great deal from shotgun. Like, let's make multiple formations good again. Like,
Run the damn ball.
Run the damn ball.
I formation, split backs.
Yeah, so we got rid of fullbacks, and what happened? Halfbacks went away.
Yes.
So, you've got to mix in some formations. You've got to, let's bring those fullbacks back. They did the dirty work. It wasn't pretty. Nobody got it. Nobody saw it. They never got credit for it.
Nope.
But it always worked.
It did.
It got the blocks open. It got the linebackers off.
It was the most effective way to fucking move the ball down the field. That's how football started. That's how it originated.
Yes, and I like the motions. I like the motions of the wide receivers in the offense right now. So I will say, you don't have to really change that. Just keep it going. You've got to throw some motions. You've got to see what the defensive coverage is. If they're a man, if they're zone, that's a good way to recognize it. Also, it's eye candy. You've got to keep the defense honest. They got to be thinking about something.
Yes, they always have to be preoccupied. If you're not keeping the defense preoccupied, they have time to focus.
If they're a half a step slower than you, you have them beat.
Done. Every time.
Every time.
And that's this is a game of inches. This is a game of seconds. That's how the fucking football works.
So, and the thing is the committee didn't recognize, though, that Florida State, they were a well-rounded team. They
up and down.
There was a lot to like about Florida State this year. Their two wide receivers, Johnny Wilson and Kevon Coleman. Johnny Wilson's 6'7". I don't know. I could throw. I was about to say, I don't know a quarterback that can't throw to a 6'7" receiver. I can throw to a 6'7" receiver.
Because his wingspan's got to be fucking 6'9", 6'10".
You throw it up. You literally throw it up. Drew Brees did that with Jimmy Graham all the time. We didn't even. Honestly, Drew Brees and Jimmy Graham years were the least creative offenses that we ever had, because all he did was he just threw it up.
He didn't need to.
He didn't need to.
He didn't need to be creative.
No, you just throw it up. When you have a guy who's just better than everybody, you just throw it up.
Yeah. Dude, that's why I wish I was Matt Stafford throwing a Megatron.
Exactly.
It's a beautiful thing. It was Joe Burrow throwing to Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase on the same fucking team.
Yeah, I don't know how you split that time.
Yeah, I don't know either. Dude, I love it.
God bless Joe Burrow.
Dude, you got me ready to run through a brick fucking wall right now, bro.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's run the damn ball.
Let's run the damn ball again.
Run the damn ball. Fuck yeah, dude.
All right, yeah, no,
The Florida State not being in is a travesty. Mm-hmm. I don't like it. You got anything else in this?
That's about it.
Okay, Texas and Oklahoma State. Kind of went exactly how I thought it was going to go.
Oh, absolutely.
If you have a Texas team that's playing an Oklahoma State team that, no offense, lost to South Alabama 55 to 20-something.
None taken.
Okay, yeah. Dude, that's South Alabama's best fucking win of all time, dude.
It's a good one. It's a good one in our short history. Yes.
Yeah, I think it was 55 to 23 or something like that. It was not even close.
Yeah.
I remember you and I talking about that game. We thought Mike Gundy was gonna be gone, fired.
Oh, absolutely.
That was grounds for firing.
And then here we are. He's in the Big 12 championship.
The last one as we know it.
Last one, as we know it.
As we know it.
As we know it, yes.
That's why I added the as we know it.
I know I apparently ignored it.
Here's my thing. Texas is really good. They're kind of back. My biggest question is Arch Manning going to leave?
No.
Because
no.
Quentin Ewers is coming back.
Well, supposedly he hasn't.
That's what everybody's saying.
That's what I'm saying. Supposedly, allegedly is coming back. But anyways, no, he's a Manning. They kind of stick to their roots, you know, like Eli.
If they commit to something, that's what they're gonna stick with.
Yeah, well, Eli stayed at the Giants for years and years and years.
Well,
even when they hated him.
But he also left San Diego when they drafted him. So
yeah, but when he's at a place that he chose.
That's true. He chose. He chose the Giants.
Yes, so he stayed there. Peyton Manning, he stayed at the Colts until they actually, obviously got a.
They got rid of him.
Yes,
which is wild.
They got a generational talent with Andrew Luck. He was a very perplexing situation, but yes, he stayed for as long as he could until he moved on.
That's a hindsight. We fucked up there.
Yeah, I just think that the Mannings aren't like everybody else in college football. They're a little bit different.
They're gonna stick with what their decision, and yes. You know what? I respect that. I respect that a lot.
Yes,
I think that like all these fucking quarterbacks joining the transfer portal, which there are many. I don't know. I don't like it. It gives me a bad taste. I'm not a big fan of it. Like if you join a program, stick with it. Now I understand with the who's the fucking Oregon State quarterback? The DJ
Uiagalelei.
Okay, he went there for Jonathan Smith. Jonathan Smith left. Therefore, I understand him leaving. Okay,
exactly.
That's one of the situations. Dylan Gabriel dipping out. What the fuck? Kyle McCord dipping out. What the fuck? Like, you make a decision. You stick with it. Like you're not even giving him enough time.
Yeah. It's the true art of competition is kind of losing its form in college football.
I agree. It's kind of, I mean, obviously the whole college football in and of itself is changing. It's going through a lot of changes right now, and it's hard to grasp, especially for guys like you and I who've been following it for the last 20, 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we like the way it was. And honestly, yeah, the BCS era had its flaws, and I kind of like the playoff system better now. But I think the fucking transfer portal is ruining shit. I think we need to put some fucking rules on it. I think there needs to be some bylaws, some guidelines, some just something that regulates it a little bit, because this is getting wild.
Yeah, well,
not even players in the NFL can just switch like these fucking college kids can.
Yeah. No, you're right. And that's the other component about it. Yes, it is the transfer portal, but it also is the combination of NIL. So it's basically they put themselves back on the market as like, hey, who wants to pay me money?
Then why don't we have contracts? Why don't we? Then let's do the agents. Let's fucking do it. Like if we're gonna do all of this, let's set it in stone, because I don't want to fucking get a quarterback at LSU and have to worry about if he's going to fucking leave at the end of the season. Like, these coaches establish systems based on a lot of these good players. Like, obviously, there's a types like the Nick Sabans. They recruit a lot of their players, and then they get a couple of players in the transfer portal. But a lot of these coaches, they create systems based around the guys that they have. Mm-hmm. And then they have to go and create a whole new fucking system. Like, obviously, the base of the system stays, but still, you get all of these guys transferring all, like, you can't establish anything. It's just going to be like the end. It's going to be kind of like, I guess the NBA in a way, in that like there's always going to be different great teams.
There's gonna be high turnover. It's hard. It's hard for fans to like get some sort of loyalty because look,
Well, there's a lot of loyalty in college football, but
there is, but at the same time, let's be real. Fans love fan favorite players. They love them, and there's a lot more players as abundant in football. Obviously, 11 man on defense, 11 man on offense type of situations, and if you really want to make sure like college football is still very, 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 enticing to, let's say, the average watcher, because we're the above average watchers. There's quite a few people that are the above average watchers, but think about the average watcher.
if you're trying to get people to just watch the game.
Yes, so somebody who graduated from the school but doesn't really, it's not a big football person, but like, hey, I want to support my school, but like, I can't even keep up with any of these people that going in and out in and out my school. There's like a completely different roster every single year. I think you're going to kind of lose a lot of your viewership that way.
Yeah, I agree. And honestly, that's why like I think that if there's money involved, there should be contracts. There's anytime money's ever been involved in any type of business, there's been contracts.
And you could kind of say that basically the scholarship used to be a sort of a contract.
A little bit of a contract.
In a way.
And so just make the NI deals a contract. Like if you sign this deal, you have to stay with us for at least 2 years. Like, do something. Like, allow us to be able to fucking get. Because, do you have that picture of the amount of all the quarterbacks
quarterbacks.
The quarterbacks in the transfer portal?
Well, there's 1,200 players in the transfer portal right now.
There's 1,200 players.
1,200 players.
Jesus Christ.
It's absurd. It's absurdity.
All right, you know what? This is hurting my brain. Let's get to the game. Quentin Ewers looks really fucking good. He looks really good. Texas looks really good as a whole. Steve Sarkisian, he's as much as I don't really like him, he's a great coach.
No, he's great. He is a great coach.
I'm not a big fan of him, but
but the thing is he has been a good coach before. And that was not because of Nick Saban. Nick Saban rehabbed him, but
Right.
he was a great coach at Washington.
for sure.
He was a fantastic coach at Washington. He just got really, really drunk at USC and then, just kind of fucked up his life a little bit. Then got rehabbed at Alabama. Now he's back on track again.
He's back on crack.
He's back, yeah.
He's back on track. Okay,
He's back
I'm
on
sorry.
track.
Yeah, he's back on track. No, honestly, if I'm being honest, I would lose my mind in LA too. I think it was a little more. I think he got drugs at USC.
Well, you also have high expectations every year.
Right. Yeah. So he just took too many drugs, got drunk. Off course. It's very easy to get off course in LA.
Yes.
Or Southern California.
Yeah, and I want to say, I'm trying to think, he was very close to that timeline of Pete Carroll whenever he was at USC and darted for Seattle Seahawks.
The Seahawks, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Pete Carroll's been in Seahawks for a long time.
A while.
Long time. Fuck Pete Carroll.
I'm still mad at him.
But yeah, no, Steve Sarkisian, he's a football guy. He's a football guy. He likes football. He loves football.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, no, Oklahoma State, not great. Texas.
They needed to impress the committee voters, and they did. Mm-hmm. Very much so.
What was it, 42-14 or something like that?
49-21.
49-21. Almost. I was close. You got anything else on this?
That's about it.
All right, let's go to Oregon, Washington. Let's go, Huskies. Fuck yeah, dude. The Huskies single-handedly... Actually, we should thank the Huskies a little bit for Jaden Daniels' Heisman.
Yeah, that's very true.
I'll send a nice thank you card to the Huskies. I'm down. I like the Huskies.
Maybe have like a little tiger and a husky on the postcard.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You uniting together.
That'd be
as
cool.
one.
That would be cool. You and I have been a Kalen DeBoer guy the entire fucking year.
Hell of a coach.
Love him. So like this is nothing new. Our Husky fandom is not anything new. It's just there's been another what would you call it? Another metric into the fandom that has been introduced. So like we needed them to beat Oregon so that Jaden Daniels could win the Heisman.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Well, I guess solidify the Heisman. He definitely won the Heisman. It is now solidified in the voters' hand.
And he is the best player in college football. We just need to make sure that the voters know that he is the best player in football.
Yes. Yeah. And honestly, the player that I think had the most competition as far as being let me specify, as far as being the best player in college football was Marvin Harrison Jr. Like, I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is the second best player in college football. I do. I really do. Yeah.
What?
Maserati Marv, baby.
No.
Yeah.
No. Give me Malik Neighbors every day of the year.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That's fine. I just think that, like, because you can make the argument that the reason Malik Neighbors is as good as he is because of Jaden Daniels.
I see.
That's the only problem. Obviously, I'm gonna have Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors. I'd have Thomas Jr. over Kyron Lacey, and then
definitely
Logan Diggs, and that would be my top 5 for Heisman.
Okay. Just all LSU players.
Oh, is that all LSU players?
Yeah, that was all LSU players.
I didn't even notice that. Damn. Okay. But yeah, no. As far as like objectively speaking, I think Maserati Marv might be the only other player that isn't a quarterback that in the voters' eyes could. Does Malik Neighbors does have better stats than him, right?
Oh, way better stats.
Yeah.
More catches, more yardage, more touchdowns.
Yeah, Thomas Jr. has better stats than him too.
He has more touchdowns, more yardage. I don't know if he has more catches.
Okay, fucking Malik Neighbors for Heisman, baby. Let's go.
I know, he probably should have been. But hey, if he gets the best wide receiver award, I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but I'll be satisfied.
I'll be happy. Yeah. Fuck that. Fuck yeah. Yeah, the last thing I got on this is it's again, like we said earlier, it's hard to beat the same team twice.
No, it was a really good game. I mean, Washington struck first, 20 to 3, back and forth after the Oregon comeback. Oregon just needed to hold Washington to a field goal in that last drive, but other than that, dude, this was a great game to watch.
It was one of the 2 great games that we had this weekend, and honestly, I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Look,
it was a good send-off for the Pac-12.
It was such a great send-off for the Pac-12. That was exactly what I was going to say.
It's a nice cap.
Yes.
It was awesome.
Like we don't want to see the Pac-12 dissolve like it did.
I do.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I fucking hate the Pac-12. But
yeah,
if you're going to go out, please go out in this way. There's no USC in this. USC kind of sucked. Yep. We have a Washington team that we both love.
That's true.
And they beat an Oregon team with a quarterback that we hate.
Yeah, we all hate Bo Nix.
Yeah, dude, what better way to send off the Pac-12 than this?
You're onto something right there.
Come on, that was awesome. That was amazing. And honestly, the Pac-12 was pretty goddamn entertaining this entire year.
Oh, absolutely.
Like the Oregon State was good. Arizona came out of nowhere. Jed Fish, coach of Arizona, baby, gonna get paid sometime.
Washington State was entertaining.
Washington State, well, they fell off, but
they did, but they were still like a prolific passing offense. You know, look, trying to represent Mike Leach a little bit.
Yep. Oh yeah. Represent. Chip Kelly at UCLA had a couple of good wins. They kind of they were average this year, but they had a good.
They had some good games.
They did have some good games. You know, dude, I kind of liked the Pac-12 this year. It was weird.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
the
not
Pac-12 was good.
Yeah,
they were good.
They were good.
Look, I won't say they were the best conference
Nope.
because I am an FCC bias, but they were good.
They were good. They were good. Utah, not too bad.
Dude, Kyle Whittingham had a hell of a coaching job.
Dude.
Him and Nick
and Nick
Saban
Saban.
should be like coach of the year.
They should be co-coach of the year.
Exactly.
Yeah, just because Cam Rising didn't play a single game, right?
No.
Yeah, he was out the entire year.
Entire year.
All right. Shit.
We said we were gonna try and get below an hour episode
This week.
Bullshit.
Yeah, we're really good at that.
All right, you got anything else on Oregon, Washington?
That's about it.
All right, let's get to the NFL.
Saints, Lions. Hey, at least it was entertaining.
Jeez and Pete's. I think we set the record for being down in the games as much being down. Like, what was it? We were literally 21-0 down with 7 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Well, we came back.
Yeah, we came back. Well, we didn't even win.
Okay, but the NFC South is still up for grabs. Okay, here I'm at the point of the season where I'm at spin zone time.
No.
So yeah.
No.
I am. Okay, all right. You know what? All right, to your point, the NFC South is still up for grabs. Okay? The NFC South is still up for grabs. But I want the Saints to draft Jaden Daniels.
I want the Saints to draft Jaden Daniels.
They can't do that winning the NFC South.
Right. So it's a win-win for me. If they win the NFC South, they go to the playoffs. If they don't win the NFC South, they draft Jaden Daniels. So
Okay.
and for my Detroit fans, this was a get-right game. For your offense, at least.
Yeah. Is Laporta the next big thing at tight end?
I fucking love Laporta.
Laporta's there.
He's a beast.
He's good.
He's a fucking beast, man. He's an animal.
Yeah.
They got rid of Hawkinson and got another Hawkinson.
Exactly. Another Iowa tight end.
Yeah.
They're like, we know where to get these guys from. Like, it's no secret at all.
It really isn't. Like, everybody knows.
Yeah.
Kittle, Noah Fant, Hawkinson, fucking Laporta.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. It's all right there in front of you.
Yeah. I mean, basically, if you need a tight end right now, you're scouting Iowa. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you give a shit if their offense is pathetic. Like, their tight end on their team, right now is a superstar in the NFL right now.
Right. You just don't even know.
Future superstar.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Good. Again, like I said, get right game for Detroit. Defense needs a little bit of work. We got some Jameis Winston in. That was fun. We had a tip to a catch.
That's exactly what I expect from Jameis Winston.
Yep. That's the beautiful part. Honestly, here's my thing. You know what? I am out. I'm out on both of them. Can we please just do something with Taysom Hill? Can we, like, when he's in, it's there. And, like, right now, we have no other option.
Well, the fans are showing that. They're just demonstrating that. Every time Derek Carr comes in, because now they know the routine. So Derek Carr goes out for a play, Taysom Hill comes in, and he runs the offense. And then Derek Carr comes back in, Taysom Hill either stays on or goes out. So every time Derek Carr actually goes out of the game, the fans are cheering.
They're cheering.
And then every time he comes into the game, they're booing. So I think the fans have gotten to that point. They're fed up.
They're fed up. I mean, you can hear it right now. I'm fed up.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done with Derek Carr. We look, you and I, we convinced ourselves that Derek Carr was going to be it, that we were going to go to the playoffs. That's why like we have a lot of people that are frustrated with the way things have been going for the Saints, because I really truly believe that the Saints organization, not only Saints organization, myself, we thought that we had a chance to do something big this year. You and I both talked about it at the beginning of the season.
Agreed.
Like, we have a championship caliber defense. We have the studs at wide receiver. We have the studs at running back. We have a decent offensive line. Derek Carr was the missing piece. Like, we had it all planned out in our head. You know? Like, this was going to be our last-ditch effort to win a Super Bowl. It's done. Now let's start fucking throwing in wild cards. Please. That's it.
Throwing in the towel, throwing in the wild cards.
Wild card. No. I don't throw in the towel. I throw in wild cards.
You throw in wild cards.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
But aren't those your best assets?
What? Wild cards?
Yeah. If you're playing poker.
If you're playing poker, yeah. No, if I'm playing football, no, those are just throw in Jameis Winston, see what he does. Let's throw in Taysom Hill, see what he does.
Jake Haener.
Yeah, sure.
See whatever that model's doing.
I mean, dude, the Bengals threw in Jake Browning, and look what he did.
Yeah. That's true.
You got anything else in this?
That's about it.
Saints lost, but hey, at least it was entertaining. Chiefs versus Packers. Are the Packers good? Because Jordan Love looked really good.
Yeah. Well, look. This is where I go back to the emphasis on, like, not being QB heavily reliant.
Mm-hmm.
Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur. What is the coaching tree he comes under?
Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan. What does Kyle Shanahan do?
Coaches football.
He does not rely on quarterbacks. The guy just gets whatever quarterback he wants, and he puts him in.
He's got Brock Purdy basically being the MVP right now.
He's the MVP. He's odds-on favorite as the MVP this year. What I'm saying is Matt LaFleur is doing the same exact thing in Green Bay right now. He drafted himself 2 tight ends this year. He also drafted a couple of wide receivers. He's also drafted a lot of good defensive players. He's doing other things outside the quarterback position, and he's been developing Jordan Love this year. They're not just relying on the quarterback. They try to do a lot of emphasis on the run game. That's why Aaron Jones has been relevant the last 3 years. That's why A.J. Dillon, they brought him on to try to be a bruiser back. They run a very good offense that is very unpredictable, that the defense can't keep up. That's why Jordan Love has been able to improve the way that he has been this year. I think, look.
So you think it's more Matt LaFleur than Jordan Love.
Yes.
But Matt LaFleur has paved the way for Jordan Love to be great.
Yes.
And Jordan Love is just riding it.
Yes. And then once the Jordan Love gets to that elite point, then you let him run the offense.
Yeah.
Do not let the quarterback run the offense before he's ready to run. Like, let him crawl first, then he walk, then he run. I'm not even speaking correct English.
No. First he crawled, then he walked, then he run.
Yes.
That's a good T-shirt.
Exactly.
Okay, so no, I get it, but also it's like Green Bay's a good organization, and they seem to do that very, very well.
Yes.
Dude, Green Bay's right in the mix in the playoffs. They're very much in the mix because the NFC sucks, even though they're only 6-6. My question: the Chiefs, are they? They look a little broken right now.
Well, everybody's blaming it on the wide receivers.
Yeah, but at a certain point, man, you're 2-3 in the last 5 games. At a certain point, it's like, Mahomes, you need to do something here.
I was about to say, you can't keep giving Mahomes the benefit of the doubt. Because
I think it's because is Mahomes too lovable? Is he too lovable?
Oh, absolutely.
Does he need to? Do you want to hate? You want to hate Mahomes?
Well, I'm gonna hate Mahomes.
Actually, you know what? Fuck Mahomes. Mahomes sucks.
I'm gonna hate him for a little bit.
He sucks right now.
Well, think about it. Who was Alan Lazard before Aaron Rodgers got a hold of him?
He's just this green-eyed black dude.
Yeah, probably a lizard.
Probably a lizard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, he might be a lizard.
He might be a lizard.
Yeah.
Think about the wide receivers Drew Brees had during his tenure. Marcus Colston.
7th round draft pick out of Hofstra.
Yeah, 2 picks away from being Mr. Irrelevant.
Yep.
What about Lance Copper? Terrence Copper.
Terrence Copper. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know his name.
Yeah, yep. Lance Moore.
Lance Moore.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He was undrafted.
Undrafted. Yeah. Out of Tennessee. I think it was Tennessee.
Might have been Tennessee.
I think it was Tennessee. It was. Yeah.
That's more information than I knew.
Oh. Okay. Cool.
But what I'm saying is, like, the good quarterbacks can make irrelevant wide receivers relevant.
Correct.
Like at a certain point, yeah, you can blame your wide receivers, for being shit. But at the same time, like, your quarterback can also make wide receivers. And when you get to a point, if you're a general manager and you're a head coach, you got yourself a franchise quarterback. At that point forward, you just make sure the quarterback makes the wide receiver.
Right. Lance Moore was from Toledo, by the way.
Oh, he's from Toledo.
A no-name college. Basically.
Exactly.
Yeah. Another Hofstra, pretty much.
Exactly. So, like,
you're right. No, you're absolutely right.
Good quarterbacks can make no-name wide receivers. So, like, I think he gets a little bit of the benefit of the doubt sometimes because he is Patrick Mahomes.
Fuck Patrick Mahomes. He sucks.
and hey, think about it. Julian Edelman. We think of him as a Hall of Fame great, as we should.
He's a Super Bowl MVP, though.
He's a Super Bowl MVP. But where did he come from?
Tom Brady.
College. Like,
I actually have no idea where Julian Edelman.
Nobody knows where Julian Edelman went to college at. I don't even know, and I know where everybody goes to college at. The thing is that
if they had Where Do You Go to College Jeopardy, you'd be a top contestant.
I'd be weekly winner every year.
Yeah,
or every week.
We should just start that. Let's play the Where Do You Go to College game.
That's actually pretty good.
That's a good one.
But anyways, yeah. So
I have no idea where Julian Edelman went to college. Where did he go to college?
It was a small school. I know it was a small school because he played quarterback there, and he played a couple other positions too. But
Edelman.
What I'm saying is Patrick Mahomes is kind of getting the benefit of the doubt a little bit because the receivers are.
Oh, he went to Kent State.
Oh, Kent State, nice.
That's Ohio.
That's not another Ohio school.
Ohio school, baby. Let's go. Ohio and Louisiana and Florida generate talent.
They generate
and
football talent.
Alabama. It's like Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Florida, Ohio, and New York, California.
Not really New York.
No, New York generates basketball.
Yes. But yeah, like I said, I think Patrick Mahomes gets the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. All right. No, well, we're Patrick Mahomes haters now. Fuck Patrick Mahomes.
I will say this. So that they actually they had to do a Hail Mary pass at the end of the game, right?
Right. Yeah.
So you know how the typical Hail Mary pass is everybody clusters up into a central corner where they throw the ball. Do you think that the Alabama Gravedigger play that they ran, do you think that's going to be the new Hail Mary?
So everyone goes to one side and then you just isolate somebody to the other?
You do like a little bit of isolation.
Because
I don't know. It's better.
We got to ask Aaron Rodgers. He's the Hail Mary King.
He is the Hail Mary King, but at the same time, how many more times have we seen a catch on a 1v1 situation with the defender than we have in a cluster of offensive and defensive players? We see 1v1 wins all the time.
All the time, yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins will steal the ball out of anybody's hands.
Yes, absolutely. Larry Fitzgerald would steal the ball. Calvin Johnson would steal the ball. Like,
exactly. But if you have a cluster of players up there, it's kind of hard to, because you have multiple defenders, offensive players.
It's a tip drill.
So is the Gravedigger the new Hail Mary? Are we about to grave dig Mary's grave?
Oh, I don't want to go there. But
I feel like that's blasphemy.
Grave dig Mary's grave.
Yeah. But at the same time, the grave diggers play. I don't know. It might replace it.
It works.
It has worked. It's 1-for-1.
Okay, before we go to hell, let's move on to the next game. Bengals versus Jags. Great fucking game.
Oh, dude. It was such an unexpected great Monday Night Football
Monday Night Football game.
Right?
Dude, the Lawrence injury sucks, but honestly, the Bengals were in it the entire time Lawrence was in. Like,
he only left it at the fourth quarter.
Right. Like the Bengals, dude, Jake Browning. Let me pull up this stat line here. Hang on.
32 of 37, 354 yards and a touchdown.
Yes. That one.
That's that.
That's that line. That's a backup quarterback, folks. That's a backup quarterback.
That's the backup quarterback we all want to see.
Yes. And honestly,
he's the Mike White of this year.
Let's go.
Mike White of this year.
Yep, I'm down.
Look, maybe he doesn't have the touchdown stats, but he's got the yardage and the completion percentage.
Yeah, he does. You're absolutely right. I saw this picture. Tommy DeVito and Patrick Mahomes have almost the exact same winning percentage career-wise.
Bizarre. That's ESPN like scrambling for stats again.
No, it was one. It was a funny stat line because Patrick Mahomes has won like 2/3 of his career games, and literally Tommy DeVito has won 2 out of the last 3 games.
That's funny. I like it. That's funny.
It's a funny stat.
Yes.
Yeah. That's basically what I had on this one. Like it was just a great game. It was an unexpected great game. Trevor Lawrence fortunately didn't have a major injury, so he's gonna be back soon. And Jake Browning is the man. He's the fucking man.
I will say this little fun fact.
Joe Mixon's the man too.
Joe Mixon is the man. I will say this is a fun fact. And I think a lot of people did not catch this. So the outro song, basically anytime that ESPN, the broadcast, was going into commercial, they actually played the song Waffle House by Jonas Brothers.
Okay. Wait, I didn't even know they had the song named Waffle House.
Yeah, there's a song by Jonas Brothers named Waffle House.
Okay.
It's a little catchy. I will admit.
The Jonas Brothers are kind of catchy.
Yeah, I mean, look, I rocked to some Year 3000.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Same.
Neither here nor there. But so they would do that as the outro song on every single commercial break. I got a little skeptical. I was like, this is weird because they usually have their Monday night, what is it?
It's not your typical Monday night outro song.
Yes, they have their own.
It's kind of
intro type of chord or gosh, I'm trying to think of what they have their own music.
Right.
It's like dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
Right.
That's usually what they do as the outro song.
Right.
But that's I dived into it a little bit.
Okay.
I put my investigative brain into it, and guess what I figured out?
Dun dun dun.
So if you remember last year during the playoffs, whenever Jacksonville had the most comeback playoff victory of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Against the Chargers?
Against the Chargers, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that was the one of the best fucking playoff games of all time.
Exactly. Remember, Trevor Lawrence went to Waffle House afterwards with his teammates.
Dude!
Yes, he went to Waffle House afterwards.
Do you think they did that on purpose?
I know they did that on purpose. I know that's exactly what they did. They totally did it. Come on. Why else would you play Waffle House by Jonas Brothers? Nobody else wants to see Jonas or listen to Jonas Brothers during a football game.
No.
That's not the audience.
I don't want
That's not the target audience.
I don't want to listen to Jonas Brothers anyways.
Exactly.
Regardless.
Exactly. But it was so fitting.
Oh, wow.
I was like, boom.
How did you do that, dude?
I don't know.
That's kind of impressive.
I don't know.
That's pretty impressive. The fact that you, wow.
We figured it out.
We figured it out. All right. Well, on that note, do you have anything else on the Bengals Jags?
Oh, that's it.
All right. 49ers Eagles, baby. Is Brock Purdy the MVP?
Come on now. Let's.
I mean, I'm just asking. The people are asking. Is
No,
Brock Purdy the MVP?
No.
Debo Samuel says he is.
I love I love Brock Purdy. I value him as a son. But there's no way that Brock Purdy is the MVP of the NFL.
Mr. Irrelevant can never go from the last pick of the draft to the MVP. It can't work. Okay, all right, fine. So, all right, Brock Purdy is not the MVP, but Deebo Samuel is a monster, though.
I think that is the epitome of recency bias.
Yeah, it is. It is. He did have a great game.
He's a good quarterback. I don't think he's not in contention, but to say that he's the MVP leader, let's take a step back.
Yeah, I honestly, I think Jalen Hurts should still be.
He should still be the front runner.
The front runner, yeah. Because he's taken a weird Philadelphia Eagles team to the number one seed. They are the number one seed. Yes. Philadelphia Eagles are the number one seed. That's a fact.
I think another person that a lot of people aren't talking about, and I'm not being biased because he's on my fantasy team, but Dak Prescott.
You are absolutely being biased.
Dude, the Dak attack is on right now.
Yeah, he is actually playing very well. He is playing very well. I don't know if his what was he had he had some woes early on, but yeah, right now he's one of the best quarterbacks in the nation.
Pure fire.
Yeah. Doing very, very well. Eagles' running game was non-existent. They needed that was a weird thing to me. You have DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, no, it's easy to get away from him sometimes because of Jalen Hurts, but yeah, that needs to be the essential part of the Eagles' offense.
Yes.
And that's what's Steichen, the offense coordinator, that's the head coach at the Colts.
Shane Steichen.
Yeah, he emphasized that a lot last year.
Mm-hmm. Let's get to the biggest news of this game. So the Eagles' head of security on the sideline,
Dom DeSandro,
got in a scuffle with Greenlaw from the San Francisco 49ers. Can you explain to me what was going on there? Because I want to know, the head of security for the Eagles sideline, is that what it is? The head of security for the Eagles sideline.
Well, he is the CSO. So he's
he's not the CEO.
No, he's not the CEO. He's the CSO. He's the chief security officer.
Okay. I thought he was CEO of security.
Well, that's what CSO means.
Chief security officer, but he could be the number one security officer, but he could also not be head of security. I heard he was CEO of security.
When you hear chief, what do you mean? What do you hear?
Chief?
Chief.
You're the head of an Indian tribe.
You're the head of something, right?
The head of an Indian tribe.
So if you see your chief security officer, he's the head guy. He's the head honcho.
He's the head of the Indian tribe. Damn
it. Chief security. All right.
What's the big deal? I'm on this guy's side. I'm on Dom's side. I think he was just doing his job.
Well, yeah, he was supposed to protect the players on the sideline, and that's what he was doing.
And Greenlaw assaulted him.
He did.
Greenlaw assaulted him. If you watch the tape, he assaulted him, and he was doing his job. So, should Dom be fired? No.
Oh, absolutely not.
Should he be fined? No.
No, actually, and he's not fired. He actually escorted Shaq Leonard, the former linebacker, really good linebacker from the Colts, over to the Eagles facility. So he's doing just fine.
Yeah. Actually, I think this was his best. This was what happened to him was the best thing that could have happened.
It was his breakout moment.
Yeah, it was. That's why there's
a such thing called negative.
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Nope.
There's no such thing as bad media.
Nope.
It should actually. He's probably made a lot of money since then. Actually, you know what? NFL, fine him. Fine him. You're probably gonna make him even more popular.
Exactly.
But yeah, that was. I think that was. I thought that was kind of funny. You got anything else?
No. That's about it.
That's it. You sure?
Yeah.
Cowboys Seahawks, real quick. DK Metcalf fantasy owners were pissed. They were so mad
About what?
about DK Metcalf going off this week. He has not. He has been mediocre at best this year.
Well, that's true. That's true.
That's what I'm saying. DK Metcalf fantasy owners.
Well, I mean, if you didn't start him this week, but like DK Metcalf is one of the receivers that you actually have to start every single week.
No, there's a lot of fantasy owners that did not start him.
They gave up on him.
They gave up on him, like most people gave up on Calvin Ridley, but you did not. You did not.
I never give up.
It was nice to see Carbonet getting reps. He had 19 carries. It was good. I like seeing that. It's
Well, Kendall Walker was out, so. But at the same time,
I know
he
but
is
like,
a good back. It's
he
good to
is-
get. It's good to get those.
I like when
reps.
rookies get reps.
Yes,
I like rookies get reps.
because
RGR.
I think that could be a two-back system, and I think that Pete Carroll would very much support a two-back system.
Yeah.
Because he did the same thing whenever he was at USC with Lindell White and Reggie Bush.
Mm-hmm.
And Reggie Bush was the biggest phenomenon of all time.
Right. Well, yeah. He was one of the most athletic players in college football.
Yeah.
See so I think the Seahawks might lose the next two games.
Next two games.
Yeah.
Who do they play?
They play the 49ers and the Eagles.
Yeah, they might lose the next two games.
Yeah. Well, but you know what will be good? The fucking Cowboys versus the Eagles, baby.
Let's go.
That's going to be a fucking great game. Dude, I can't fucking wait. But yeah, the Cowboys Seahawks was actually a pretty fucking good game, man. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
No,
Especially we needed that. I needed that for Kirk Herbstreit.
Yes, yeah, you're right.
I needed that for them because they had gone through quite a bit of a what do you want to call it?
It's a slump.
It was a slump of
A-
just bad Thursday night football
Yeah.
games.
It was bad. You're
Like
right.
Bezos at least improved it to where he had the first couple of weeks, not too bad,
Yeah.
but yeah, the
Hey,
middle.
if you think about it, they had the first Monday night football game flexed. So maybe we'll get some Thursday night football games flexed.
If there's one person that could do it, it's Jeff Bezos.
It's Jeff Bezos. In Bezos we trust.
And Bezos, we trust.
Bezos we trust. You got anything else on this?
That's about it.
All right, that's about all I got. You got anything else?
I think that's about it.
Cool. I think we'll see y'all next week. Love y'all.
Later.